Yeah, good morning. My name is Sam. I'm doing my solo program for my Python module. I'm on chapter 9, and our first example here. Sorry, I'm on chapter 10. This is chapter 10. And the first example here is, um, yeah, we're trying to see if my birthday appears in the digit of pi. Um, so our first line of code, which is part equals to from the first line from partly import part, and that is from this is I believe partly is one of Python's framework. So we imported that in this exercise. So we say part is equals to part pi underscore 10 underscore million test, which means points to a test file that contains many digits of pi. And content is equals to part.retest. Our retest function is a method reads the entire file into a single string, and lines is equals to content dot split lines. We are saying you should break the content of the text into a separate lines. Yeah. The pi string is built by joining on all these lines together into one long string of digits. So we use the for loop here for line in lines. Pi string plus is equals to line dot l strip. So we created a variable birthday, and we asked it to input like this, a prompt input, like it asks us to input our birthday in the form of month, date, and year. If birthday is in pi string, it prints your birthday appear in the first million digit of the pi, or else it prints a failure message which says your birthday does not appear in the first million digits of the pi. Yeah, our next example, which is we are trying to write a single line here. Um, we created a variable content which wrote the string I love programming. We created another content with a variable which says I love creating new games, and we created the last one which wrote the string I love working with data. So this content stores multiple of strings for us. Part is equals to part programming.test. Programming.test creates or points to a file named programming.test in our files. So now we say part.writeText content, which creates a test and then saves several lines of the test inside the content. The next example we did in our chapter 10 is the class using the try blocks. Uh, the first example, we try run code that might cause an error. Print 5 divided by 0. It causes 0 except a 0 division error. You cannot divide by 0. So here we are saying we try to run a wrong division error. We try to run a wrong division by saying 5 divided by 0. 5 by value causes error division error, except error division error caches the error and print a friendly message. Then print you cannot divide by 0. Then we print on a new line. Exceptions are interesting. The next example, we are using exceptions to present caches. So this is a prompt which says print give me 2 numbers and I'll divide them, and Q to quit. So we say while true, first number is equals to input first number. If first number is equals to Q, which is quit, the program breaks. Second number, we input the second number. If second number is the same as quit, the program breaks. The try block attempts the division. If the user tries to divide by 0 and the accept block handle it safely. If no error occurs, the else block prints the result. Yeah, that is what we did there. The next exercise in our chapter 10 is the word counts. Yeah, we are just this program here counts the number of words in text file and safely handles the missing file. So we created a function, we defined a function count word, we define name, which counts how many words are in the file. With the doc string, count the approximate number of words in the file. Then the try block runs code that might fail. Content is equals to file name dot read dot underscore test, except file not found error. If the file doesn't exist, it prints a friendly message. Sorry, the file, which is our file trying to read, does not exist, and then it passes it, or else it counts the number of words in the file. Word is equals to content. We created another variable which is word is equals to content, dot split, and another variable number of words equals to the length of words, and we ask it to print the file, which is the file we're trying to print, as about the number of words it generated from the length of the words. So the last example, yeah, it's storing and reading user-generated data. Yeah. The import part used to work with files, and the import JSON is used to save and load data in JSON format. And the part so, and the example I'll be explaining is the example 4. We define the function here get stored username. Get stored username is available, so it checks if username.json exists. If it does, it reads the file and then it converts the JSON text back into a Python value. Then it returns the username, or else it returns none. Then the next one, we created if we define the function greet user, and this tries to greet the user by name. We get a stored username, and if one of the username exists, it prints the welcome message that welcome back with the same username, or else it asks for the username and then it saves it to JSON dumps under the content, and then print the message. We will remember you when you come back. Greet user runs the program. In simple terms, the program remembers your name in a file and greets you the next time when you run it. So when we call greet user, it runs the program. And the example 5 is we define the function get store username, which get the saved name, and we define another function which is get new username, which asks for and saves the new username, and then we define the function greet user, which greets the username and shows us the message, the welcome message.